You've likely heard that it takes 21 days to build a habit, or 90 days to transform your life. That extended timeline often acts as a safety net, allowing you to believe that change is a slow, comfortable process that can always start tomorrow. But you simply don't need 3 months. Most of us aren't fundamentally broken or incapable of change. We're simply chronically overstimulated. Our brains have zero space to think because we are drowning in constant, high-speed digital noise. We use that noise as a defense mechanism. If the world is loud enough, we never have to sit with the silence. When you feel that urge to check your phone the moment you're bored, you're not actually avoiding boredom. You're avoiding an honest look at your current reality. This constant stimulation allows us to maintain a persona. We spend our lives performing for an audience of peers, algorithms, and strangers, using the noise to drown out the gap between who we are and who we pretend to be. Closing that gap doesn't require a 90-day plan. It requires a radical, 24-hour intervention of absolute self-confinement. Just one day where you strip away the distractions and force the mind to exist without an audience. By compressing this process into a single day, you remove the option to procrastinate. There is no next week or eventually. You are left with an immediate, unavoidable confrontation with the facts of your life. The intervention begins exactly at 6 a.m. The parameters are absolute: strictly 0 phones, 0 internet, no scrolling, and no texting. You are creating a controlled environment where the only remaining input is your own mind. When you remove all digital inputs, you'll likely feel an immediate sense of friction. Silence creates a vacuum. Without a feed to fill that space, your brain is forced to process the internal backlog of thoughts you've been ignoring. Once that silence settles, you move to the mirror. The mirror ritual requires 5 minutes of unbroken eye contact with yourself. No music, no background noise, and no looking away. Just 5 minutes of stillness. While holding your own gaze, ask one question: who am I pretending to be? Most people spend years avoiding this moment because it's where the performance ends and the reality of your situation becomes impossible to ignore. Use that clarity to move to step 3. Grab a notebook and write down the specific habits killing your potential, the places that drain your energy, and the lies you've been telling to remain socially accepted. Then you physically destroy the paper, shred it or burn it. Writing the list creates awareness, but the physical destruction acts as a punctuation mark. This action moves the realization beyond simple thought and into a direct physical signal that those old patterns are finished. This isn't a theatrical gesture, it's an act of finality. By the time the paper is gone, you've cleared the mental slate, shifting your focus entirely to how you will manage the hours remaining in the protocol. By the afternoon, the morning's quiet reflection is over. You shift from internal observation to active, kinetic confrontation. Enter the warrior hour, a 60-minute structure pushing your limits in 3 phases. First 20 minutes, intense physical exertion, demanding undivided focus. Next 20, an unfiltered mental dump to empty the vessel. Final 20, absolute silence, allowing your nervous system to reach equilibrium. This tripartite hour is a deliberate shock to the body. By sequentially pushing your physical limits, draining your mental clutter, and then enforcing stillness, you reclaim a sense of total control over your baseline state. When the clock strikes 9 p.m., you return to the mirror for the final time. The intervention is nearly complete. Look at yourself and, without questioning or evaluating the day, say, "Thank you for showing up." Most people spend their lives chasing the idea of progress, always looking for the next metric to improve. What is far rarer and far more powerful is giving yourself 24 hours of pure presence, a day where you didn't run, didn't hide, and didn't lie to yourself. You realize at the end of this protocol that fixing your life isn't about becoming a new person. It's about unearthing the self that has been buried under layers of comfort, distraction, and noise. A single, intensely honest day provides a reference point for every choice you make after this. Once you stop pretending for 24 hours, the act becomes a choice rather than a habit. If you need that clarity, disconnect now and start your clock.